Right, let's be honest for a second. Most people think losing weight means misery. They think it's about cutting out carbs, saying no to every night out, and living on salads and boring chicken. Plus, spending hours on the treadmill. And here's the thing, if you've ever thought that was the case, then I get it. I thought the same for years. I thought that if I wasn't suffering, I wasn't doing it properly. But honestly, here's the truth. If you hate the process, you won't stick to it. And if you don't stick to it, you won't get results. So today, I want to show you how to flip that on its head. I'm going to break down how to exactly enjoy the process of losing weight while still living your life. Because the secret to long-term fat loss isn't perfection, it's sustainability. If you're new here, I'm Sam, an online coach and personal trainer, and someone who's lost 11 stone while still eating carbs, drinking alcohol, and enjoying a normal social life. By the end of this episode, you all know exactly how to ditch the boring diets, build a routine that works for you, and actually start enjoying the process so that you can stick to it and finally see the results that you want. And if that sounds like something that you need, hit follow, share this with a mate, and let's jump into it. Let's start here. Most diets fail, not because people are lazy and not because they don't want it badly enough, but because the plan they're on is too strict, too miserable, and it's just not realistic. So let's just think about it. We cut out carbs or alcohol, takeaways, or nights out. How long before you're going to crack? A week? 2? Maybe even a month if you're really stubborn. But then what's going to happen? You eventually give in, you binge, you feel guilty, and you feel like you've failed. So here's the truth. It's not that you've failed, it's that your plan has failed you. If your fat loss plan feels like punishment, it's not the right plan. Because willpower alone is not a long-term strategy. You can force it for a while, but eventually life gets in the way. And when it does, everything collapses. For the first thing that I need you to understand is that misery doesn't work. Sustainability does. And I'll be real with you. I've been there. When I first tried to lose weight, I went extreme. I cut out carbs completely. No bread, no pasta, no potatoes. I told myself I couldn't drink alcohol. I avoided nights out because I thought that one beer would ruin everything. And I lived on bland, boring chicken, rice, and broccoli. And yes, I lost some weight, but I was absolutely miserable. I dreaded every meal. I felt like shit trying to go to the gym. I felt like I couldn't live a normal life. And eventually, I cracked. I binged, I gave up, and I thought that that was the problem. But what I realized later was that the problem wasn't me. The problem was the plan. The moment that I started allowing myself to eat foods I enjoyed, to have a takeaway now and then, to go out with friends, and to include carbs in my diet, everything changed. Because suddenly, I didn't feel like I was on a diet. It felt like I was just living my life, but in a way that was actually moving me forward. And that's when I finally started making consistent progress. So let's break down how you can do the same. So number 1, include foods that you love. Don't cut everything out. If you love chocolate, fit it in. If you love pizza, work it into your week. You don't need to ban your favorite foods. You just need to learn moderation and planning. Number 2, make your plan flexible. Track your calories, but don't aim for absolute perfection. If you're on 2,000 calories and you go slightly over one day, it's okay. Look at your weekly average, not just one meal or one day. Number 3, Do exercise that you actually enjoy. So if you hate running, stop running. If you don't enjoy lifting weights, don't do that. If you like classes, do classes. The best form of exercise is the one that you'll actually stick to. Number 4, balance your social life. You don't need to say no to every meal out or every drink with friends. You just need to learn how to plan around it. Maybe you eat a little lighter during the day, or maybe you just accept that some weeks progress will be a fraction slower. That's fine. And number 5, celebrate small wins. Fat loss isn't just about the number on the scale. It's about energy levels, confidence, strength, clothes fitting better, sleep improving. If you start noticing those wins, the journey becomes so much more rewarding. And here's the biggest shift that you need to make. Stop chasing fast results. So instead of asking, what's the quickest way to lose weight? What you should be asking is, what's the most sustainable way that I can do this? If your plan actually feels doable, not just for the next 4 weeks, but for the next year, then you're on the right track. And here's the thing. When you enjoy the process, it doesn't feel like a chore. You don't dread it. You actually want to keep going. And that's how you not only lose the weight, but you keep it off for good. So there you go. Losing weight doesn't have to mean misery. You don't need to cut out carbs, avoid nights out, or live on boring salads in order to see progress. The secret isn't punishment. The secret is building a plan that's sustainable, enjoyable, and fits around your life. Because if you enjoy the process, you'll stick with the process. And if you stick with it, you'll get the results that ultimately you want. So if this episode hit home, share it with a mate who still thinks that fat loss has to be miserable. Pop it on your story, tag me, and let's change the way that people think about dieting, because it doesn't have to be the way that people think. And don't forget to hit follow, because next week's episode is another big one. How to actually track calories without going insane. So thanks for listening, and I'll catch you in the next one.